Coming up at noon, another meeting after the USW and Exxon could not strike a deal. What to expect as the USW fights for the lockout to end. The city of Beaumont comes together to bid farewell to Mayor Becky Ames after 14 years of service as two mayoral candidates face off to take her spot. Plus, an issue last night causes hundreds of flight delays for Southwest Airlines. What they say is behind the issue. Hey, good afternoon. Thanks for tuning in to 12 News at Noon. I'm Nick Canizales. Well, our storm trackers are keeping tabs on the Gulf and nothing has developed as of yet. Let's get an update now on your forecast with Jeff Gerber. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. You're right. Nothing has developed as of yet, and it's probably going to be slow doing so, as we're only expecting to see maybe something develop as we head towards maybe later on in the work week, like Thursday or Friday. Right now, there are some clusters of showers and thunderstorms in the southern Gulf of Mexico. Broad area circulation here, but nothing focused, so no tropical system whatsoever right now in the southern Gulf. 20% chance of development over the next 48 hours. Hurricane Center says there's a 70% chance, though, of some development over the next 5 days. Gulf of Mexico has some wind shear in it. It's not the best environment to produce some tropical system right now. So what does form right now, it looks like it could be fairly weak, maybe just a tropical depression as it moves northward as we head towards the end of the week into the weekend. Here are some computer models that generate most of the track over towards parts of Louisiana. You don't see too many of those tracks over into southeast Texas. Matter of fact, none of them come right over here into our area. Most of them are into south central Louisiana or even farther east than that, over towards maybe Alabama or Mississippi. So we like the trend that the computer models are showing right now, that everything kind of moves off towards the east, but that could change once something actually develops in the Gulf of Mexico. So it's just a wait and see game right now. Like I said, generally the trends we like, but we'll have to wait and see as we get towards the end of the week as something develops to exactly the direction it's going to take and how strong it's going to be. We'll talk more about this system and we'll look at your 7-day forecast as we get into our weather just a little bit later on.
Well, Drainage District 7 received $62 million to help flooding issues. The new Alligator Bayou pumping station is running in Port Arthur. Now the station will help lower water levels in canals and ditches before they receive heavy rainfall. The new pumps are smaller and efficient, but engineers say that this couldn't handle another Harvey. And as we continue to monitor the disturbance in the Gulf, Jefferson County Judge Jeff Brannick says that we aren't the only ones. He says county employees have become pros and they know how to prepare. The county is also preparing its pre-disaster contracts with vendors just in case the disaster declaration is needed. Well, don't forget, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters, and our team is working around the clock 24 hours a day to keep you updated. For the latest forecast, you can text Hurricane to 409-838-1212, and we'll send you everything you need to know right to your cell phone. A traffic alert for Jefferson County. Now, due to construction, I-10 westbound at FM 365 will be closed tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday night from 7 p.m. to 5 o'clock in the morning. Now, traffic will be diverted to FM 365 and on to FM 124, so watch out because delays are expected. All of you are watching, do not forget, if you haven't finished your taxes, the extended deadline for taxes is exactly today. Now here in Texas, we're given an extension after the winter storm hit to give us time to get our taxes filed. So get them filed there. To Power City now, the locked out the United Steelworkers Union are questioning the safety of Exxon operation without them during a possible tropical storm. USW, who's been locked out for 6 weeks, say that this is another reason to end the lockout. The two groups are planning to meet this Thursday for half a day to continue negotiations to discuss various proposals. Now, the refinery's current offer is a 5-year deal, including a 1.5% pay raise and also other incentives. Now, Exxon has maintained that it's operating in good faith in negotiations, while some union members are desperately hoping to return to work as soon as possible to provide for their families. Now, since January, the USW and Exxon have been negotiating a new collective bargaining agreement. Last week, the two sides met but were not able to agree to terms of a new contract. 12 News will continue to track the latest in the negotiations. And new developments from the Beaumont Transit workers. Now, the transit union Local 1031 unanimously voted to reject the final offer from First Transit. They even authorized union leadership to strike if necessary. 69% of eligible voters turned out and 100% voted against the offer and in favor of authorizing a strike. This comes after transit workers called many of the city buses unfit for service due to safety concerns. Well, don't forget, Beaumont voters, today is your last day to get out and vote early for the next Beaumont mayor. The polls open at 7 o'clock this morning and close to 7 o'clock this evening. This Saturday is the official election day. Now we have a list of polling locations on our website at 12NewsNow.com. And also today, the city of Beaumont saying goodbye to Mayor Becky Ames. They'll be hosting a farewell reception in her honor. Now, Mayor Ames has been a city leader since 2007. The party is scheduled to take place at the Downtown Event Center starting at 4:30. And speaking of the city, it's going to be considering buying the old downtown AT&T building. Now, there's been talks before, and city council members haven't agreed. In 2019, they lost a bid on the building. Now it appears the city is still considering the property. An item on today's agenda would consider giving the city manager authorization to buy the building. It's unclear why the city would want it anyway. Now, in the past, there was talks of using the land for riverfront development. And in COVID news, since the beginning of the pandemic, more than 4 million kids tested positive for COVID-19. That's according to the latest report from the American Academy of Pediatrics and the Children's Hospital Association. The experts say that over 14,000 new pediatric cases of COVID-19 were reported last week. That's the lowest number of new weekly cases reported since June of last year. The report also shows children represented nearly a fifth of the new weekly reported cases. Overnight, Southwest Airlines had some travel troubles after they were forced to ground its flights temporarily. According to the company, it was due to an issue with its weather data provider. Around 1,400 flights were delayed because of the issue, leading to passengers to take their complaints to social media. Images showed packed airports in Phoenix and Las Vegas while people waited to board their flights. And in San Diego, dozens of people were spotted at Southwest counters rebooking tickets for flights. Southwest Airlines says it was working to get travelers to their destinations as quickly as possible following the ground stop.